Fight fans, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and we have some new news concerning, once again, the dark side of Anthony Joshua. Look, volume two, right? And I've been reading the comments of the videos about Joshua and his behavior, and we know if we know anything about Anthony Joshua, we know that Anthony Joshua, goal hanger, counterpunch to you, brother. Alfred Young, counterpunch to you in the building. We know that Anthony Joshua has a dark side. If you guys don't know Anthony Joshua, if you haven't followed him, you won't know this. But if you hang around him, Darth Mummy, I'm counterpunching. You know that he has a tipping point. You know he's not accustomed to losses, and you know this. Chino Figueroa, salute. Goal hanger Kurt could beat AJ. I would definitely try. I'm just a competitive person. So if the fight was given to me, give me about 3 million pounds. Let's make it happen. No shit. No cap. I would train. I would probably, if you'd see me doing a video, you would see me doing normally mostly my lives when I'm working out, but I would be doing it very seriously. Let's hit that like button. We got people piling in here. Let's go. Hit the like button when you guys come in. But no, that's all cap. I would fight AJ. I would. Because I know that it's money in it. You know what I mean? Benjamin Moore's counterpunch to you, brother. Hey there, Mush. Free border, counterpunch to you. CJ, salute. Is Joshua on redemption list now, Kurt? He's been on the redemption list. What do you mean? Oh, hell no. You better watch that redemption list. I think that's volume 11 or 12. He's on. He's been on the list. Jamie, good counterpunch, though. And hell, if he ain't, he should have been. No, he got on the redemption list after he took that second L to Usyk. Win, lose, or draw, you will take the challenge. Absolutely. I'll take it. Too many haters on social media and YouTube channels. Of course, that's what they do. Hate. Oh, the third loss, retire. No, that's just new age bullshit talking. Nobody's retiring. Nobody should retire. Regards from Netherlands. Oka, what is it? Oka Chin Lamas? I think I said that right. Maybe not. Man, I enjoyed your commentary on last night. You brought that excitement to it. Courtney Jeffries, appreciate you, brother. It was good. It was good. But the thing is, we had a knockout. Smith did his thing. We got a knockdown, and Hergovic got knocked down. I don't know if it's his first knockdown of his career, but he still won. And then we went 12 rounds with Joshua Usyk. Now, if we would have had a KO, that would have been just something, okay, cool. That would have been more acceptable. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks. Much love for AJ. I started watching boxing because of him. Well, he definitely brought it back, and he brought it back to a certain crowd of people. And see, understand, the tyrants, ironically, were from the Ukraine, and they were the Klitschko's. And then when Vitaly decided to go into politics, it was just all about Vlad. And then Vlad had the shit so long to the point it's like people just swayed away from the heavyweight division because you had this big, tall, strong, long-armed guy that hit like a cannon, but he was boring as shit. And his name was Vladimir Klitschko. But don't get it twisted. He could knock you out, but a lot of times, it wouldn't go that way. Listen, Vladimir Klitschko was booed in Madison Square Garden. Booed. You know what I mean? And I think that was like he fought Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings at that time was 19-0. He was an undefeated fighter, and that was his first challenge to the heavyweight crown. And of course, he was beat by Luis Ortiz and others after that. And then Oscar Rivas beat him. But his first loss came to Vladimir. The fight was it stunk up the place so bad, people booed. I haven't heard boos like that since probably the Edislandi Lara Goucher fight, when Lara fought him in New York, because I was there. I went to that fight live. And, I haven't heard boos like that since then, and it was bad. And that was actually before that. So, you know, that was a bad performance. But see, Tyson Fury came and cracked that open, snatched it up, but then, he mentally didn't, he mentally wasn't right, So then comes Joshua. And after Joshua was already champion, then he knocked out Klitschko. So that was a more of decisive. Then this whole ball started rolling, you know. Jimmy Mack, what's good, brother? Counterpunch to you. AJ should have a few easy fights like Wilder and Fury. Well, I think he should fight Wilder or he should fight Fury. But I think Fury needs to fight Usyk. That's how I feel about that. Let the guys that won fight each other. Let the guys that lost fight each other. It's only right. AJ is a puss. He just showed his true character. Okay, see, that's exactly what this live stream is about. Kurt, I don't like the way people run Joshua down. Well, Joshua, his initial reaction, I want people to understand this. His initial reaction of how he took that loss was exactly that. It was shitty. He motherfucking totally got unglued. He was actually, see, it was almost like seeing a person going off, then like catching himself. Okay? Like, fuck, what am I doing? Let me take my ass back because this ain't gonna go well. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't what I should be doing. So what people need to understand, yeah, he showed his true colors. You fucking right he did. He was pissed. Like how many times normally, naturally, you've been mad about something and be like, let me catch myself before I do something bad. Like, motherfucker. Let me calm down. You know what I mean? So for people to say, oh, see, there you go. That's the real you. That's the real you, see? No, do it. See, the thing is, they wanted Joshua to act that way because he was going in that direction. He threw them belts out that fucking ring. I'm like, what the fuck? Threw him out the ring, walked out the ring. Look, didn't need help. He was pissed off because so he was just like, well, fuck. And I think what it is with people around AJ has to conduct himself in a certain way. You seen how AJ probably acts in reality, and you probably would see more of it if you knew him more. See, you knew a perception of that motherfucker. You don't know him as a person. You're not friends with him. You don't know what makes him tick. You don't know what really pisses him off. You don't know what, you know what I mean? You hear him laughing and shit like that, and I'm like, well, look, first of all, Joshua is the kind of cat that I think he has to hold a lot of things back because, of the endorsements and how people perceive him and stuff like that. But, for fair credit to AJ, he caught himself, which was smart. Now, however, didn't mean he had to do that shit in the first place. See, he should have thought that shit through before I acted an ass and did all that. You know what I mean? Because, see, now people are treating him like fucking Will Smith. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, dude, what are you really doing? And needless to say, if you guys don't know, the person that stuck up for Will Smith was, guess who? Anthony Joshua. Good one, chap. That's how it's done. Let's have some fun. Bars. Joshua must fight Wilder or Ruiz again. Fuck Ruiz. Ruiz ain't done enough to earn a title shot for one, or fight someone legitimate for two. He just hasn't. He hasn't done anything since the loss of Joshua. He needs a bounce back. Don't give him something to bounce back. No. He needs to redeem himself. Fighting 43-year-old Ortiz to me ain't that. Because he ducked Ortiz 2 years ago because he didn't think he could beat him then. And that's sad. Because I think Ruiz looked at that damn Wilder fight and thought to himself, I can't beat him, so I'm not going to fight him. Assist somewhere like God of War. If you can't win a fight, don't fight it. So I'm not going to fight it. Let me leave Andy alone, man. Oh, man. Olusegun. Ayoyemi. Counterpunch to you. Kurt, I don't like. Okay, I believe that was a raw emotion outburst. Both guys put a lot of work. Joshua knew that heat behind a second loss. He knew because he knew what it meant. That's the third loss. Two losses, okay. Then now it's a person you just can't beat. You know that fucks with you. Usyk's punches weren't all that clean. Let's be honest here. No, I mean, I seen Usyk throwing a lot of arm punches. And Usyk threw them just to see if they would land. Loma does the same shit though. He might throw one or two, but then like he might throw 5 shots. And out of those 5 shots, it's 2 of them that actually have some sting on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, bap, bap. You know what I mean? And that's what causes them to actually, you know what I mean? Like that's how he throws people off. Because some of those be like Petey Pat likes punches, arm punches, but then some he actually twists his hip with and puts some stank on it. You know what I mean? Really set down on some of these punches. You know what I mean? So, greetings from Africa. Kurt, good work. Appreciate you, Michael Parr. Has Anthony Joshua become Sonny Liston? I think, honestly, Anthony Joshua has been Sonny Liston. It's just, if you take Anthony Joshua is probably Sonny Liston, but had a Muhammad Ali support. That's what it was. And then yesterday, like last night, rather, he said it. Dude, I was going to fucking jail. You know what I mean? And all this stuff really came pretty much by accident. You know what I mean? He thought he was going to jail. He didn't want to get raped in jail. You know what I mean? Pretty boy, tall, lanky, pretty boy. He didn't want to be no one's bitch in jail. So he started training to know how to fight. So hey, when I do go to jail, I'll know how to fight. So I know how to protect myself. That's what he was saying. I actually said that before the fight happened. You know, this guy was going to jail. So a lot of people like Usyk, and he was comparing himself to Usyk, which I don't think it was really necessary, but I guess he felt it was necessary. Like, look, I fought this guy. This guy's been doing this shit since he could fucking walk. Me, I've been doing this shit since I was, 20? You know what I mean? So I really didn't do it. Like, I really didn't have the pedigree of this guy. You know what I mean? But I think it's the way he explained it kind of threw people off, because the way he explained it came off to me like, well, you're saying all this to say what exactly? Were you trying to retire? Because if you don't explain why, you know what I mean? Like, hey, but he did in a sense. But see, that was damage control. And people will see it as damage control because it was like, yo, no, you were headed out the fucking ring after chunking the belts out, if you guys can remember. Then he came back. Then he made he grabbed the flag and stuff like that. And like, Usyk, yo, give me this flag. Because he pretty much took the fucking flag from him. And I'm like, yo, we about to do some foul shit. But he wrapped it around him and he started talking. And then you could tell he was still pissed off because Usyk came up to him and said, I was talking, you know what I mean? And he's, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, yo, chill out. You tell he was still pissed off. Because even after he made that speech and he did that, a guy said, keep it professional. That motherfucker went off. You guys see, I just posted the video like a couple hours ago. He went off on this guy. And the guy was like, what? I just said keep it professional. But certain things people hear when you're mad, like certain things you don't say to a certain person when they're mad. You know what I mean, man? You need to calm down, man. You really need to calm down. Like, you don't say that. That's like a pet peeve to somebody that's already pissed off. So when old boy said, man, keep it professional. Like, you know what I mean? He was talking at him. And I could see how that pissed him off. You could tell it obviously pissed him off. But, those are one of those triggered words or comments that you could say that could piss somebody off and send them madder than they really are. That's why he was already mad. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, good fight, man. But good fight. Keep it professional. You know what I mean? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, that's two totally different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, if you're hearing that, it's kind of like pacifying you a little bit. But then you hear, keep it professional. You're like, what the hell? What the hell, man? You know what I mean? Everyone just jumps on the train of hate. Of course. That's what they do. It's the Anthony Joshua hate train. Your boxing is on point. Appreciate you, brother. Anthony Crybaby Joshua should go and fight Wilder next. He should. He should fight Wilder next. Last night was strange seeing Joshua that way. It didn't surprise me a bit. See, I've been telling you, this is volume 2, people. This is volume 2. Anthony Joshua, and we've heard it from so many different people. Joshua ain't like, look, a motherfucker is not like that all the time. If you think a person walks around smiling and shit, that's not that's not even a real person. See, seeing Joshua doing what he did only explies this motherfucker's human, just like us. He no better than us. He no less than us. And Marlon Thornhill, Kurt, I think the extra weight worked well for Usyk. Your thoughts? I mean, no, I think, well, not even, he wasn't extra weight for Usyk. Usyk was the same amount. He was exactly weighed in exactly the same amount. So no, it didn't really matter. But I know he was spent as well for 12 rounds. So I seen something about Usyk that he's human, which is a good sign. He looked beatable, like especially in round 9, he looked like, yo, he could go. Like, Jam Joshua might get him. He might actually get him. This motherfucker might actually pull this off because he had hurt Usyk. But then Usyk, another element of Usyk, you could show he recovers quick. Because right after round 9, round 10, Usyk came right back out there. Pip, 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 pip. I'm like, damn. All that hard work went down the drain. Afternoon, Kurt. I think, yeah, let's see. Usyk has AJ number. That don't mean he should retire. That's true. Jesus Salvador Sanchez Perez. Joshua must fight Wilder or Ruiz again. Wilder. AJ showed his true colors. He is as fake as a 3-pound note. No, I think what it is something that I always knew. And you guys should have known that. Nobody walks around fucking happy all the time. But then you talk about people with character. I think Joshua's thing is on how you approach certain situation. And guess what? He failed. He failed because, see, even what he did, like what he did before primarily, and then he did the speech, which was damage control. But what he did in that press conference, he just showed like, yo, he started crying. And he didn't cry like that when he got beat by Ruiz. If you guys remember that, he didn't cry. Motherfuckers around him were crying. He's just like, fuck, He was walking around riding bikes around New York and shit, happy. And motherfuckers were saying, man, got your ass whooped. And he's, you know what I mean, laughing that shit off. But, it really hit home because I think this is psychological because he beat Ruiz and got his get back in that place. So he thought I could go back to this place where I did get my victory, and it's supposed to go like it did last time. I got the decision so I can move on to other things. I can fight Tyson or whatever. I can do this. I can do that. But that comes with a price. When you're fighting your mandatories, you're doing your job as a champion. This is what you run into. That's what separates the men and the boys, or separates the right things to do when you're this champion versus the wrong things you see people do or don't do. That's the thing. So he was doing it right. He just come up short. He got into it with a guy that's one of the best fighters in the fucking world. AJ has apologized officially online and wished Usyk the best of luck. He has. I mean, like people do that. People do that. What is your top 3 boxing channels on YouTube? I like Ring IQ. I like Boxing Wave. I like Hatman Strikes Back. Those are pretty much my go-to. Really, I mean that's my 3. Boom, there you go. Boxing Wave, Ring IQ, and Hatman Strikes Back. Now I'll watch them. I actually watch them. Like I got others, you got Showbiz, then you got Bruce Vane, then you got IOTBA. Like IOTBA, it's a smaller channel now, but he had a huge platform on Facebook. So we all started on Facebook once upon a time, and I have a page on Facebook, same name, Counterpunch Boxing News, and he had one, and he had a lot of followers. But then Facebook was Facebook. Like I'm not even on Facebook a lot like that. I understand, like, look, I want to go to YouTube and expand, my brand here, which I've been doing since a while now. So, so you got channels like that. So yeah, those are definitely channels to look at too. Like Bruce Vane gets deep into certain things. Showbiz has that charisma, that, like, I think a few notches from me. I think I'm my channel is probably like a combination between those two, and they're totally different. So you know what I mean? But different channels give you different aspects. So that's what I can respect about it. You know what I mean? Years ago, like I used to watch like years ago, like Dante's Boxing Nation, because then 78. I listen to him every so often. Boxing Ego until I found out he was just like an egotistical asshole. You know what I mean? And it was like, but that was back then. But yeah, I used to listen to those channels because those were the channels only around. You didn't have too many. Of course, you got T Street Controversy, which he is consistent with covering every single live event live, which is I can respect because I don't do that. You know what I mean? So there you go. Arguably, he came back and made it worse, though. Well, I can't say he made it worse. I think, see, when you're doing damage control, you can't do more damage when you're trying to control the damage that you've already done. You know, Ruiz trains in the fridge. AJ should start working videos, should start workout videos and be on because Flex and Under Armour commercial. Yeah, well, I mean, Ruiz struggled against Ariel. He did. I mean, Ruiz did nothing to show me that he needs a fight like that. I'm sorry. Luis Ortiz, I don't believe it. You should have fought him 2 years ago. You would have got respect then. Now you're fighting someone that looked fucked up his last fight, even though he won. He was dropped twice. He was dropped by a jab. So no, like, yes, you knew it's time. I want to fight him. He looks like he needs to be on a crutch or a cane. You know, Boxing Ego is a Drake wannabe. Damn. T Street is a great. Love that channel. Yeah, I mean, I like T Street, but see, T Street was like an OG. He been around forever. He was in the Into the Arena before that. I used to watch him, and it's crazy how this channel came about. Me and my boy, we rented a house together, and I used to just watch these videos. I used to watch boxing matches on YouTube, and then watch boxing content. Well, my boy, shout out to Lamar, Kid Fresh Sane. He was like, "Yo, man, have you ever thought about making a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "No, not really." I don't know how to edit and all that stuff. He said, "Well, I can do that." So if you guys can remember, it used to be Fresh One Media Counterpunch Boxing News. And then like, he fell in love or whatever the hell. So he stopped doing it. And then uh, I started doing it just like this. And then over time, progressively, the channel picked up speed. You know what I mean? It took a couple years though. So, you know, and I mean, it took off. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it at all. So that's how it started. So, you know what I mean? Man came with that seed. You ever thought about having your own YouTube channel? I'm like, no, not really. you know, Usyk would blast the blubber out of Fury third round. Well, Kurt, surely AJ has to go on the redemption list. Big D London, he's already on the redemption list. That wasn't just recently. He's been on it since Usyk beat him the second time. You and Showbiz are the only ones I watch. Good choice, good choices. Good choices. What about Zhang? He got robbed. Zhang ran out of gas, bro. If you haven't noticed, Zhang ran out of gas. He's a 6-round fighter. And he's fighting Derek Chisora, or that's in talks. Jimmy Jam, you're out of your mind. If Usyk fights like he fought AJ, Fury will smoke him. You don't fight everyone the same. Usyk hasn't got the power to knock out Fury. I don't think the whole idea is to knock out Fury. I think the whole idea is to outwork Fury. But see, fair enough. I see Fury doing more. I just see Fury doing more. I think Fury. See, Fury knows how to win because he's a natural born winner. You know what I mean? Like it's just facts. You know what I'm saying? I cut it through the middle. Like if you look at Usyk in fighting AJ, you based on if you put another guy in there and you see what AJ did to Usyk. See, AJ, what he did in round 9, he should have done that whole night. He would have won a decision because he would have hurt Usyk enough to get respect, but he'd have to keep. See, the problem about Usyk is he's like Manny Pacquiao. You have to knock him out to beat him because it's not many people that can outbox him. So you're gonna have to stop him, or you have to have him subdued to the point where he's not punching. Just like in the 9th round, when he got hurt, he stopped fighting. Lomachenko's the same way. When Linares caught Lomachenko, and Lomachenko sat out on his ass and he got back up, he didn't throw a punch after that. He kind of just circled around the ring. I'm really concerned that one judge had AJ winning. Shocking. Yeah, counterpunch boxing. 2 Nigerian lost their belts in one night. Oh man, AJ and Kamaru Usman. Yeah, he was knocked out, wasn't he? I seen that. I seen they took him right to the hospital. Usyk is too small and doesn't have the power to KO Fury. Look, we're talking about fucking KOing. No, it's not about KOing all the time. Yeah, we know Usyk's not a KO artist. He's gonna stop you on accumulation. If he gets you tired, when he gets you tired, that's when he's gonna turn up the gas. You know. Counterpunch boxing still giving the best analysis. That's it. But back to AJ. I knew AJ had a mean streak. You know that shit when he does. Like certain things he says. Like, okay, when Dillian White called him a lanky piece of shit, you get like, that's something that you shouldn't have got that pissed over. And honestly, I think AJ has like a complex about his body type. Because I think he was real tall and skinny. You know what I mean? And, Otto Wallin nearly stopped Tyson on cuts. No, he didn't nearly do anything. They didn't stop the fight. They should have stopped the fight, so you can't say he almost. No, he just gave Fury a good fight. And you got to think about it. You got a guy like Otto Wallin and fighting Tyson Fury. You think that Usyk can't give Fury problems? That's ludicrous. But what can Tyson Fury do to Usyk? Maul him. Because Tyson Fury's going to fight him because he's been in situations like with Steve Cunningham. So a lot of people say, well, Steve Cunningham gave him problems and dropped him. Yes, that's true. However, what did he do to Stephen Cunningham? He fought Stephen Cunningham because he found out, I'm not going to box this dude. I'm getting nowhere with that. I'm going to fight him. And that's what Tyson Fury does. And that's what I think he will do. Once he finds out, look, I'm not going to sit here and go tit for tat with fucking Usyk because that's dumb. He wants you to do that. He wants to show you this boxing pedigree and keep you at a certain pace. And then he's going to beat you up and he's going to turn up. He's going to press the gas whenever he feels fit. No, I'm not going to do that. You're not going to masterclass box me. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to take your head off. I'm going to go down to your body. I'm going to rip shots to your body down there. And I'm going to show you what it is to be in a fight with a Gypsy King. That's what Tyson Fury's going to do. He's not going to sit there and try to bap. He's not going to do that. Usyk was very tired also in that fight. He wasn't. I don't believe Fury would fight Usyk. Tony Lyons, I'm with you. I seen him fight tired too. Did you see the same type of energy from Usyk in the 12th round this fight like he was last fight? No, because he had to do more because Joshua did more. See, Usyk matches whatever you do. Like Joshua went at him in round 9, hit his ass with a hammer fist off. I'm like, damn, what are you doing? And then he comes right back in round 10 and had to show Joshua like, look, I'm here to win. Bars. Fury does a demolition job on Usyk. He will attempt that. And he will give him hell. That's what Tyson Fury would do. I feel that he would do more. But then again, if Usyk beats Tyson Fury, I don't want to hear any shit about anything else. Do you know what I mean? Because that means, well, hey, Fury couldn't do it. Fury is a mother sucker. He's a mother sucker. You know what I mean? And it's perfect for him because he's always that avenging type guy. He's always that avenger. Matter of fact, When Fury wins, you will all finally admit the truth. Absolutely. And he will get full credit because you beat the guy that's never been beaten, right? You had to stop the guy that made a force in the heavyweight division and tried to steamroll over everybody. You know? Fury can outbox or knock him out, either one. I don't know about outbox, Bobby. I don't think he can outbox Usyk, but here's the thing. Bobby, he's not going to fucking out. He's not going to try it. He might attempt it at first, but Tyson Fury has something what you call adaptation. He can adapt. And once he finds out, like, dude, no, you need to do this. You know, and I guarantee you he'll be right back with Javen Sugar Hill. He ain't going to be with this other fucking guy that he just got, Isaac, whatever. He's not going to be with him. It's not going to happen. Okay? It is not going to happen. He's going to fight Usyk. Exactly what Joshua should have done. You know what I mean? He should have. See, Joshua should have been fighting. See, this is one thing that you can respect about Canelo. Canelo, I think he still lost with Lara. But what did Canelo do? Okay, I can't hit this man with my with traps because he's not giving me anything to trap him with. He's boxing me from afar. I can't set up anything because he's too far away. So what I'm going to do once he comes in any kind of distance of me, I'm going to combinate punches to the body because I know the body ain't going nowhere like that head. Okay. Fury can fight on his toes, St. Don. You know what I mean? And I think at times he will do that. You know, and I think he would stop doing that if he finds out that's not the way to go. He's going to fill out Usyk, and Usyk's going to fill him out. That's how that's going to go. DJ Emo, good evening, CP, Crew, and Kurt. Are we all having a laugh at AJ today? Well, AJ has showed you something that I'm telling you guys I am not surprised with. I'm not condoning it. God damn it. See, that's the thing. And I was reading that. I'm not reading on this, but I remember someone saying, yeah, see how you could condone that. I'm not condoning anything. I'm just here to tell you guys I fucking told you so. I told you so. I told you that AJ has a dark side. Again, this is volume 2, people. This ain't volume 1 or a surprise or, oh my God, I can't believe. No, I don't have that type of mindset towards AJ because I know AJ gets pissed off, and he showed you he can get pissed off. He showed you that he can cuss. Look. Dillian White, the Dillian White incident, when Dillian White knocked out Derek Chisora, he called out Anthony Joshua and he said, look, I'm talking about that lanky piece of shit over there. That pissed Joshua off. Joshua was so mad that he couldn't even compose himself before making this interview. He was supposed to speak. He was like, fuck, I don't give a fuck. He was pissed off. And I'm like, damn, dog. Mike Babs, he's just too big. Now, we'll talk about that in a second, you know, about his weight and gas tank and all that. But I'm talking about his temperament here. Anthony Joshua has certain things that piss him off. Okay? Do you use that hair tattoo Dante's Boxing Nation promotes? No. Fuck that. Mike Babs, nope, his IQ is his biggest problem. No, I don't even think it's his IQ. But anyway, let me finish. When you're dealing with AJ, you're also dealing with somebody that you can piss off. We know you can piss him off now. So I think if anything, people should respect AJ to be AJ. Will he do it all the time? No. Is he controlled most of the time? Yes. But when he becomes unbottled, don't call him fucking fake. That's what he's going to do. That's how you're going to make him. You know what I mean? And he was pissed off because he was trying to go in the ring with Dillian White. You guys remember that, and they wouldn't let him in there. You know what I'm saying? So that was 1. 2, Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller brought it out of him. You remember Jarrell Big Baby Miller? Jarrell Miller shoved him, pissed him off, and had AJ, you a bitch. I'm gonna cut you open, you slice, you, nothing inside, you're just empty. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's look, and I knew that then. I'm like, you know what? And listening to that, I was like, you know, AJ got a dark side. You know what I mean? He let himself, but I mean, hey, he gets pissed off like normal people. And all I did say was, this is what I said. AJ needs that anger to follow up when he hurts fighters and not get countered. Well, I mean, he's going to get countered. He's going to get countered. You can't live in the past. You know, you just need to work on your defense when you're unleashing that type of punches. But I already knew, like, there's something else to this dude. There's definitely a mean streak in him. The dark side. There's a dark side about him. He has this side to him. Now, if you think that he's walking around all smiling all the time, matter of fact, I wouldn't even want. You guys should be relieved that the motherfucker does flip out, because if he's just like this mellow dude and he's just cool, I mean, that's actually boring. You need somebody that has some fucking spunk. Now, should he have channeled that in the ring? Yeah, he should have. You know, because I think that's something like Gennady Golovkin does. You know what I mean? But this ain't Gennady Golovkin. This motherfucker's he's a Brit with Nigerian roots. And they get fucking buck wild. You know? AJ is human. It's not Darkside. He'd been chasing Undisputed for a long time. That was his dream. This loss was no rematch. Upset, hurt, pissed, and rolled into one. He had a mini mental breakdown of emotions. Hey, man, breakdowns are breakthroughs, I say. Breakdowns are breakthroughs. James West, blessed by the best. Counterpunch to you, brother. AJ fighting December. He got to pay DAZN back his $100 million. Yeah, because you know that starts, right? That money starts when that fight begins. But I mean, it was a good fight. He shouldn't have flipped like that, because fuck, he did a good job. AJ thought he won. That's what it is. And I think what he should have done was, he was like, look, I thought I won. But see, he didn't do that because he knew like, I can't do that because I don't want people thinking that I'm a spoiled sport, or I don't think people think that I can't handle this loss. But see, ironically, him not doing that still had people think that he couldn't take a loss. Like, well, damn, what you gonna do when you take your fourth loss? You gonna do this shit? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna bitch up like that? Like that's what people are gonna say. Because it's almost like, damn, dude, you can't even afford. Like, maybe you should retire if you act that type of way. You know, because people don't care about the speech. People don't care about him breaking down, crying. Nobody cares about that. That don't like him anyway. See, the people that's talking about AJ are the same people that didn't like AJ anyway. Bars. So at the end of the day, that's it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's this and that. Yeah, I'm a pimp. AJ has his trolls. They will go at him anyway. They were going to do that anyway. You know, even if he would have won by decision, the first thing they would say, he should have knocked him out. If he would have won the decision, they would say, man, AJ done. He should have knocked that little motherfucker out. He didn't. That's the first, so he's going to have haters. And I know he's upset with himself. Okay. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Are we going to see AJ versus Wilder in the near future? We should. Shelly Finkel said if he loses, they still want the fight, so we'll see if that's still on the table. Deontay Wilder's talking some cash money shit anyway. Talking about, that's why they wanted insurance with me. If you guys seen that, I think I posted it like probably, let me see where we're at. Yeah, like an hour ago. So, because this is what gives me about Wilder. When someone loses or makes a bad performance, it's always about him. And I'm like, dude, you have no fucking belts. I'm glad he's back, but then it's not always about you. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make it about, well, that's why they tried to lock me in. I'm like, try to lock you in when? What are you talking about? That's my thing. It would be different if he specified, like, yeah, they reached out to me. That's why they wanted that fight, because they knew they were going to lose. which would have been actually a good idea, but he didn't specify. He kind of half-ass talks. And see, the thing about AJ, people, and see the same people, especially the Wildettes, what they're doing now, they'll come over here saying, hey, you know what? Why ain't you blasting AJ like you did Deontay? Well, I will do that, motherfucker, if you give me a chance, if AJ continues doing the shit that Deontay did. What did Deontay do? Deontay Wilder did this. Now, this is the difference. AJ stormed out, threw the belts out the ring, walked out of the ring, stopped, turned around, came back, congratulated Usyk, talked, said a fucking speech, right? Then went, broke down, cried, said, hey, all pride aside, I'm disappointed in myself, yada, yada, yada. We haven't heard anything else from him, right? Wilder, this is what Wilder did. Wilder, hey, second loss. Hey, best man won tonight. Cool. That was his initial. But then he comes back, and then you hear all these channels talking about cheating and gloves and shit. And then I'm thinking, well, no, that can't be Deontay because, I don't think he'd do that. I think these guys are acting on their own. Now, come to fucking find out, it's like, yo, you were endorsing this shit the whole time. You were endorsing this shit the whole time. So it's like, yo, well, this whole time you've been talking about cheating, and you did that for like fucking 2 years. And then you fought Tyson Fury again, and then it's like, and then he beat you. What did he do? Fuck that. No love. No love. See, Wilder almost stabbed himself in the tongue by the shit he did. Now, he did go back and reneged, but nobody said shit. Everybody forgave Wilder, didn't they? Because he had a hell of a fight. He put on a great performance against Tyson Fury. And he did at the time, like, yo, no love, no respect, right? And then he didn't even want to congratulate Tyson Fury. Joshua didn't do that, and he reneged. So one motherfucker can renege and do one thing. Oh, hey, blast him about it. But if Joshua continues to talk shit like, yo, I think I won, this is bullshit, and makes 1,000 excuses why he lost, he's going to get countered to. Dion W, what's up, Kurt? Now we need Usyk Fury and Wilder Joshua next. Counterpunch to you. You are absolutely right. Thank you for that dub you put on me. Thank you for the blessing, brother, on this Sunday. You are just a hater. Who is this, Charles Note? Okay. All right, get the fuck out of here then, bud. It's a trip. People will be like, you're a hater. I hate you. Fuck you. And then leave. Boxing he was the shape and size. Okay, let's talk about his size for a minute. He came in 4 pounds heavier than he was last year in September. Now, obviously, that didn't help. But it's going to be AJ having to lose. He has to be 230, bro. Fuck that muscle. And I think he's not going to get rid of it. You know why? Because Joshua, I think, like I said, he has a complex about his image, about how he looks. See, some shit just ticks you off that you don't like. I don't think AJ likes to be skinny. That's why when Dillian White called him a lanky piece of shit, Dillian White struck a nerve because he knew he's fought AJ back when he was skinny. When he was at his natural normal weight, which was AJ probably should be about 225 pounds. If it wasn't for all like the muscle added and shit, that plate of muscle and physique and bravado and shit, and it comes with it. That makes him feel better mentally. That's why he needs all that shit, because he feels that he's lanky. That's why he does all that shit. He needs muscles and shit. You know what I mean? Kurt, you're a hater. And so it's like, that's what happened. And until someone tells him, like, yo, Joshua, you're going to have to get rid of this weight because you're fucking running out. You're running out of gas. You got too much. You got to get these fucking suitcases out of this car. You know what I mean? So we can lighten up the load so your gas tank can be longer. I think whoever meets AJ next is going to meet a very angry AJ, and it won't be pretty. Well, that's how it should be, and that's how it should be each and every time. You shouldn't be walking around happy and shit. That's all it is. Wilder's still talking rubbish about Fury going on like he has something on him. Yeah, and I don't know what that is, so I don't really want to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't know. It's just a bunch of shit. AJ hits fairly hard. It wouldn't hurt him to drop 10, 15 pounds of muscle. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't hurt him at all, but it would hurt his image. Because, see, AJ thinks that shit only helps you hit harder. No, I don't think it does. Because I think I think, you know who AJ's supposed to be built like? You know how he's built? He's built like Lawrence Okolie, bro. That's how he's really originally built. He just added that shit on there. Maybe a little bigger. But, I mean, he's built like, that's how he should be built. He should be long and lanky and faster. You know, Wilder versus Usyk. Who wins, Kurt? See, think about Wilder. Wilder's going to be dangerous. He's going to be dangerous for Usyk every step of the way. Because, see, Wilder punches everything with a shot. And that right hand, if it hits Usyk being a southpaw, think of that. The counter to a southpaw is a straight right. That's Wilder's best punch. Yeah, he could miss 100 of them motherfuckers. But if he catches you one time flush, he could take Usyk's ass out and take those belts with him and holler to this day. And walk out of there and go back and hang out with his statue. We did it. I brought the belts back. Put them on the statue, you know. What hits hard is speed, timing, and accuracy. Absolutely. Yeah. But, I mean, Wilder, though, that would be a dangerous fight for Usyk. Because, see, Wilder, think about Wilder, though. Wilder, if Usyk doesn't crowd him and he gives him that distance, that might be a bad thing. Because, see, and the thing about Wilder don't throw that right hand like that. He don't throw it like that. He doesn't throw it like all the time. That's how he caught Ortiz. So you can't say he don't have experience with southpaws. Maybe not that particular southpaw, but definitely with southpaws. You know, Spilka was a southpaw. He did the 2 fights with Ortiz. There, you know, he was a southpaw. So, yeah, Usyk has the power to stop Wilder. Usyk probably, if he stopped Wilder, it'd be accumulation. It would just be a beating. You know what I mean? He would have to just put it on him. Ortiz set himself up, trust me. Jimmy Davis with those bars. You know, but no, that'll be a dangerous fight for Usyk. See, and then this is the weird thing about all this shit. This is what I think. And this is funny about boxing, and that's why it's so incomplete. See, now we want to see Usyk and Tyson Fury naturally. If Tyson Fury, if he beats Usyk, he would just be the best, right? But then it's like, let's say he fights Joshua and gets beat by Joshua. What the fuck is everybody going to say? It would fuck up everything, right? Joshua beats Fury, and then guess who beats Joshua? Wilder. You know, Joyce is in the mix too. I mean, he's kind of like the dark horse. Right? I think Tyson Fury will take Usyk. You know, and I think AJ's better at fighting taller fighters. And then see, I think it will be easier to hit Tyson Fury than Usyk. People pretend like Tyson Fury is like this guy that you can't hit. No, I mean, he has good defense, but he can be hit too. You know? And then see, when I tell you guys, no, I think Joshua will beat Fury. Oh, no, man, because so-and-so, because he beat Usyk. See, even if he beats Usyk, the last thing people want to hear is the triangle theory. And that's all that is, a triangle theory. Well, you obviously have to beat AJ because AJ lost to Usyk and you beat him. You beat Usyk. So then guess what? AJ is he's your lunch. Right? And because that's exactly what they said about Ali. They thought Ali was done. When he got beat in 1971 in Madison Square Garden and took his first L, mind you, When he lost, everybody said when they made the George Foreman fight in Zaire, Africa, Mr. Don King, All in America, baby, promoted that fight. Once that happened, and people thought Ali was done, they were like, you know what? Somebody that big and strong like George Foreman, he's gonna destroy Ali. Ali just stopped his ass in 8 rounds and showed us something that we never seen before a fighter do: the rope-a-dope. Meaning he allowed this guy to punch himself out. He leaned all the way out on the top rope, across the top rope, to avoid these big, huge shots. And he tired George Foreman out. Do you think George Foreman was hurt? No, he was exhausted. Then he put him on him. So you don't have to be a knockout artist to get someone tired and to stop them, ultimately. Ali showed you that. Okay, so, but then based on a triangle theory, they should have never fought. Why? Because Foreman beat the guy that beat him. So if Foreman beat the guy that beat him, there's no reason to fight that guy. But that's how you're wrong, and Ali proved why it's wrong. You never count someone out just because of their defeat of somebody else. You got to fight that person because each person has their own personal experience with each other. Their own styles collide, and that's how it goes. And we have to put all the other bullshit aside. Bars. Gaza Green 95 always thought that about AJ. Struggles with smaller fighters but batters bigger fighters. Exactly. I think he's better with a bigger fighter. Why do you think he was with Klitschko? He ran out of gas, though, didn't he? Because he punched himself out trying to get Klitschko out of there. He pressed the gas too early, and it almost cost him. You know, but he fucking banged up Klitschko. He showed Klitschko, like, oh, shit, this young guy's thumping me, you know? AJ should just chill and take a vacation or something after what happened fight night. But I still want to see him fight and build himself back up. He will. He will. I mean, he's too important to the sport. Just like we said about Wilder. We wanted Wilder to come back. He's back. He's back in training. Thank God he's back. I'm glad he's back. So there you go. You know what I mean? That what defeated AJ, being friendly and happy when he should be firm. Well, I think if you spend your time trying to use your energy to do something that you naturally don't want to fucking do, that's what's going to happen. You're going to always get the opposite result of something that you're trying to avoid, if that makes sense. James West, blessed by the best. 100% fire emoji, facts, Kurt. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. You didn't have to, but you did. Thank you. Bars. Des Rigby, Ruiz, Povetkin, Takam, Usyk, AJ looked bad against them all. Povetkin, he stopped Povetkin. He stopped Takam. They stopped it with Takam. He got beat by Usyk twice. He lost to Ruiz once. Now, he didn't look so great against Ruiz, but he got the win. And I'm glad he did. You know why? Because, imagine what the heavyweight division would be if Ruiz would have beat Joshua. It would have been shite. Bloody shite. That's what it would have been. Absolute rubbish. Poppycock. Right? Car dress man. Counterpunch to you, brother. Late to the conversation, spoke about AJ versus Wilder. Yeah, that fight will be good, you know. But then again, Wilder's a taller fighter too. So as long as it'll last, I don't see that going the distance. Hell no. AJ and Deontay, somebody's getting knocked out. But see, if Joshua tries that, let me give him distance shit, Wilder can haul off and hit you. Hey, Kurt, did you catch our UK lad Edwards head kick with 50 seconds left on the last round, starring in a loss, and got the champ Usman knocked out Cole? Yeah, I seen that. Yes, Ruiz as a champ would have suckered. Kurt, your hairline, it looks fire, bro. Coming along nice. Those edges are going to be crisp soon. Inshallah. I heard that, brother. Counterpunch to you. Thank you. Yes, that UFC win was epic. Yeah, they had to put old boy in the hospital. He was in the hospital, kid. You know, Garcia only job was to prepare AJ for Usyk. AJ lost again. Well, I mean, you can't blame fucking Robert Garcia. See, Joshua could have done that. He should have wailed to his body, made it, like, oh man, look at the body combinations. And all body punches are power shots. Because you could tell Usyk didn't like it. Because Usyk, every time Joshua went down, Usyk cringed. Because he knew, like, damn. And I think that is his Achilles heel. You know what I mean? Fury versus Usyk. Who wins? I don't know. At this point, I would call it a 50-50 fight at this point. Because I just see Tyson Fury doing more than what AJ did last night. You know what I mean? But I think you can learn a lot from what AJ didn't do versus what you could. So if you want to really analyze Usyk, watch that fight. Watch things that he doesn't like. Bars. Watch it. Also, this time game plan of AJ was no profitable to win this fight. Fury will chicken out because he cares more about the perfect record. Well, that could put him in danger of that because you're fucking with a guy that likes to fight, recovers just as fast as he does. So, even if he hurt Usyk, that don't mean Usyk he'd just be shit the whole fight. Stefano Lorenzo watched the fight with you last night. Enjoyed it. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you coming along. I do remember you, posting. Yeah, we had a good time last night, man. Nearly 100,000 views, if not 100,000 by now. So it was big. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of people that came along and came in. Not bad for one of the biggest fights of the year. So cool. So many body punches from AJ were low blows. Yeah, he did balls. He did hit him in the balls. Now I wonder if Robert taught him that. Because he's not long. Josh not known to hit somebody in the ball sack. Go south of the border, True Blue, his fanboys are already blaming Garcia, saying he told AJ he was winning on the rounds. Damn. Gray, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Kurt, your commentary was fire. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Usyk is clever. Anytime he gets hurt, he charges at AJ pretending to be on the attack to put AJ off his attack. And AJ brought that idea by not going in for the kill. Garcia was terrible. He is no Sugar Hill. I think he's pretty good, man. Anthony Buscase Joshua. It looked like AJ let off the gas on the last round. And he should have kept that going. I mean, every bit. And then he knows by now, you lost the biggest. You won one round. You won from one judge. And then you lost to two other judges. And then what happened? If they would have said 114, I've been done. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? They robbed Usyk in Saudi Arabia. That's funny how Fury fans say that Fury would easily beat Usyk but don't want to see the fight. A lot of them don't. It's easy for them to talk shit if they never fight. Then if they never fight, they'll never be able to prove it. You're right, Kurt. Joshua is far from a dirty fighter. He's a young man, still so many lapses, and thinking post-fight is all raw emotion. Hope you are well. Thank you, brother. I think round 10 killed AJ's drive. He thought after round 9 he was gaining. He was. He should have just came back. Tiredness in the last quarter because AJ cost AJ the fight. Can't argue with that. I mean, he should have, especially, look, there's a reason why they call them the championship rounds. Because all that flair and fire and shit, dude, yeah. He just needs to lose weight. He just needs to lose weight. That's it. I like AJ more today than yesterday. Well, there you go. I mean, he just shows you can be pissed off. And, look, people hated Tyson the same way. That's all I said. You condone it, man. Oh, you condone it. You're talking to you. See, you talk shit about Deontay. Deontay kept talking shit. When I found out it was actually Deontay behind, I'm like, yo, I was very disappointed because I was defending Deontay to say, you know what, Deontay didn't say this shit, so why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we're not talking about Deontay that way. Counterpunch to you, Green Mount Avenue. Oh, Gaza Green 95, AJ versus Wilder. Who you got? Would love to see AJ smash Wilder's face in. I would love to see them smash each other's face in. I think, I think if I'm not really, I don't really take pleasure in a one-way ass beating. Ron Nell, he's human like us. Yeah, he's not from fucking Jupiter or Mars. You know? I feel bad for Joshua. He had some type of mental breakdown. Yeah, he took that L, and it shows you that he hates losing. So at least he has a drive for something. You know what I mean? But hey, if he keeps talking shit about it, and he's already, it would be different if Joshua stormed out of that motherfucker and had just been like MIA ever since. I'm like, yo, that was raw. That was foul. You didn't show any sportsmanship. What the fuck's wrong with you? That's fucked up. You know what I mean? And you talk about other people and you talk about character and shit. One thing to me is worse than a liar is a fucking hypocrite. You know what I mean? So you could lie about anything. But if your life is a lie, that means your life is a lie. Your character is a lie. The shit you say to people, they're lies because you act like a certain person. You're pretending. And that's not, if that's what it is, it's like, that's what it is. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like, you are just talking shit and you expect people to follow you, but then yet you lose your cool and show that, yeah, you're a big asshole. You know what I mean? So if he wouldn't have done what he did, I would have thought like, damn, because at least he knew, like, yo, I'm tripping. A lot of people, a lot of times you self-reflect, and a lot of times it takes someone to tell you, yo, you was wrong. Yo, you was wrong for that shit. He told himself. Skrilla 50 in the building. You were great last night, Kurt. Thanks, buddy. Timothy, Fritz Gerald, appreciate you, brother. Where does Joshua rank among the current heavyweights after last night? Probably at 5 or 6. It shifts down. I was talking to Frank Sanchez last night, right? And Frank said, yo, I'm ready for Usyk. Give me Usyk. So that's another good fight. Imagine Usyk and Frank Sanchez getting it on, Dion W with that $20 dub. He says, Kurt, which fight do you think will be the most exciting? Wilder Joshua, Usyk Fury, Davis Garcia, Crawford, Spence Crawford, Haney Loma, Eubank Ben. Jesus Christ, dude. All of them. If I had to rank them, I would rank them like this. Let's see. Crawford Spence would probably be number 1. Wilder Joshua would be number 2. Usyk Fury would probably be 3. Loma Haney would be 4. Spence Garcia would be 5, and Chris Eubank and Ben would be 6. That's how I would rank them. Definitely. That's exactly how I would rank them, because it's like, yo, that's how I see that. Because what would bring me to more excitement would probably be Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, because those guys are not going to give in easily. See, when you got a guy like Errol Spence, it's like, who could beat Terrence Crawford? I don't think Keith Thurman could. I don't think Keith Thurman could whoop Crawford. I never did. We know Sean Porter can't because he lost to both. Who else is there? Maybe Ennis, but he's like the new kid on the block in reality. Danny Garcia, no. I see the first person stopping Danny Garcia would probably have been Terrence Crawford. So Danny was smart. Do you notice Danny Garcia, when Terrence Crawford got there, that motherfucker went to 147. Now he's at 147 and he's off of then all of a sudden Danny is at 154. You see what I'm saying? So he knows, like, yo, we ain't fucking with him. He couldn't do it. So not Keith Thurman, not Sean Porter, not Danny Garcia. Those guys couldn't beat Terrence Crawford. But who has the best chance of beating Crawford? Errol Spence. Errol Spence has the best chance. I might think he's going to lose, but I think Errol Spence, if anybody could beat Terrence Crawford at welterweight, it would be Errol Spence. You could take that for what it is, because it's like if someone was going to beat him, who would it be? Someone that is continuously relentless, and that's what Errol Spence is. But what I've learned about Errol Spence, though, I'm gonna get off of this because I know we ain't talking about Errol Spence for a minute. I can see him hurt. I see he's vulnerable. Ugas showed me that. Ugas caught him with a couple of right hands, and his last was fucking. I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, yo, that's Crawford. Crawford would have finished you, bro. So, that would probably be the most exciting. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, let me plug this up before I lose all you guys. Kurt! Shit. Baba Alta, welcome to Counterpunch Silver. Baha Ata. Thank you, brother. Welcome to the club. Go on over to the tab section that has members only. And you'll see all kind of stuff on there. I post it every other day. I got some new stuff on there. So I got a new series on there too. My trip to Turkey and all that explains that whole thing. That's why I don't really talk too much about it, because members only have certain privileges just like you achieve. So congratulations. And again, welcome to the Counterpunch Boxing community, members only. Old follower here, Baba Alta. I heard that, bro. Polar Bear versus Tyson Fury. Polar Bear, swole ass JJ slap. Kurt, what's going on with your head? I had damage to it, man. It explains it with members only. You got to be one of those members. Is Usyk now the biggest legend in the Ukrainian boxing now? He is above the Klitschko's after last night's performance and based off his career so far. Daniel McPherson, not so fast. I'm going to tell you why. He is not. Because, yes, he has 3 belts, so he is where Vladimir was. So he's over Vlad because he beat the guy that beat Vlad. But he didn't beat both guys that beat Vlad. You got to beat Tyson Fury if you want to be over the Klitschko's. And then he's doing it without a loss. So you got to take into consideration the undefeated element. And it ain't like undefeated because he's just ducked fucking people and just looked good for the people that he fought. Then I never lost. But you never fought anyone either. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think that goes. So no, I don't think he's over the Klitschko's. Bars. Do you think how many years Vlad was champ? Exactly. That's like 9, 10, 11 years. He went 9 years without being defeated. So that should tell you. So no, not quite. Let's not jump the gun, people. All ends lead to Fury. Really, A. Kurt? Absolutely. Michael J. Absolutely. Ate, slept, woke, shat, farted, peed, meow, meow. You guys are crazy. AJ, yeah. And it's crazy that was an actual breakdown, but I think this is the realness about AJ. I think him breaking down like that, it showed and it kind of explained like, yo, that motherfucker was mad. And you get a wide array of different emotions. See, he was pissed off at first, but then it was like, then the sorrow came in like, dude, I fucking failed. You know what I mean? It's a disappointing feeling. You know what I mean? There's no like, it's just number 1 and number 2. It's like, it is what it is. But with Joshua, he lost again. Back to back. So this is all new to him. So a lot of times you don't know how things handle. See, and here's my thing. Tyson Fury. I am so interested to see Tyson Fury lose. Not that I want him to lose. I'm just interested to see what kind of character he has when he loses. The clash of all the available emotions. Exactly. Mad, sad, So it happens. It happens. You know what I'm saying? So, at no point he congratulated Usyk and all this, that, and the other. But like the shit he could have done, it could have been like some Riddick Bowe, Andrew Galata type stuff. When Fury drew with Wilder, it was a loss to him. Yeah, it was, but it wasn't. It was a draw. So that was good. And then, honestly, St. Don, people didn't even think Fury was even going to survive. Kurt, has been a great live. I'll catch you on another one. Keep up keep it up. Counterpunch to you, the Godfather of boxing. Appreciate you, brother. When AJ leaves, the money leaves. Yeah, but he ain't left, so that's good. Fury has a mental break. And I think so, but I think honestly that it's a good thing. Yeah, Lee Foster was 9 years of boredom. Klitschko era sucked. I ain't gonna lie, they sucked. I'll watch a Lennox Lewis fight over a Klitschko fight any day. Because with Lennox Lewis, he was gonna fuck somebody up. Lennox Lewis went in for the kill. But no, I mean, with Anthony Joshua, I mean he just proved he was, but it also is good because it's like those guys made $40 million. So you made $40 million a piece, I believe it was, right? And you're looking at and that's not to mention pay-per-view sales. That's just $40 guarantee. That's $10 million less than the guarantee for Canelo Alvarez, right? When he came back to the zone. But you know what I'm saying? Not even the zone. He was with Al Heyman. He was with PBC Showtime then to fight Caleb Plant and stuff. So yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, people are gonna hate on AJ. But at least the man showed like, look, I'm sorry, I apologize. That was fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm curious if Crawford or Spence lose. I don't know, man. They need to fight first. We've seen all types of fights happen. We got Conor Benn and Eubank Jr. for Christ's sake. I had to stop watching boxing for a few years because of them. Yeah, no. Especially, see, when that happened, once the Klitschko's got defeated, it was like, okay, cool. Tony Lyons. I did see Loma there. Fucking Anthony Joshua cussed Loma out. Fuck that. He didn't want to hear it. He was just kind of like, I don't want to hear it because I think in Joshua's mind, like, y'all are bullshitting me. Y'all are just making me feel better about me getting my ass or lost or getting my ass whooped. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear any of it. So don't come with me with fake bullshit. That's what I think that was. But it's funny what Usyk said. He was like, yo, he's talking shit. He better been careful. Those guys, this is in the streets. He's a boxer. You know what I mean? But yeah, AJ definitely became unhinged, but he didn't become to the point where it was no point of no return because he did return. Vitali was the better fighter. He was the better fighter. AJ needs training by Apollo Creed. What's the matter with you? AJ, you gotta get fast. You gotta get tough. Fuck all these muscles, man. What's the matter with you? I don't know what you want me to do. I'm trying. Try harder, AJ. This is some bullshit. Please, AJ, without everything. All the GOAT and forever will be, no comparison to today's circus of opponents. And what Ali did for the sport and the human within, it set a path for all of him. Undisputable, goated. Absolutely. No pain, no pain. No pain. No pain. Joshua, I need you to get it together. Anthony, what's wrong with you? Don't you want to be the best? Don't you want to be the best? AJ, that shit you doing, you're slew-footed. Wake up. Pick up. Be running and shit. I'm going to take you to a real gym. A real stanky, sweaty gym. Like that shit you used to. Fuck them tea and biscuits. What's the matter with you? We eat raw eggs in the morning. I don't like raw eggs. You gonna eat them today. Anthony, you gonna eat these bitches. What's the matter with you? Yeah, that's my shit. And fucking hit him with, I'm afraid. Get out. Get out. Marv is one of the best. Appreciate it. Uzi deserves an apology. The way Will Smith apologized to Chris Rock. Yeah, I know. Pain. Do you think Joshua will fight again this year? I don't know. He should. And what I'm thinking, and how Eddie Hearn led it up, you're fighting the best guys. the things you've done. You had no soft touches. He might get a soft touch this time just to knock a motherfucker out because it's been a while. Well, so he knocked Pulev out. So Ken Norton is another one who had a nice physique. Yeah, he did. That motherfucker was cut. Why don't you go into acting? Random acts of entertainment. Dude, I am an actor. No cap. Actor / stunt man. That's what I do for a living. If you don't know, Google the name. Okay, AJ needs to apologize on camera, not come out with a PR statement by someone else. I mean, he wasn't reading when he said that. I mean, he came back. You know. What do you think, Derek James training AJ? Derek James? No. I don't know. Why do people troll AJ so hard? Because he has money, and people hate that. He can't. Usyk malfunctioned his PR chip. Maybe AJ's too ghetto to apologize. Damn, man, he's ghetto. Oh, I seen Kurt in the drug movie on Netflix. Which one is that? Okay. Whichever one that was. Black and Blue? If AJ will be taken out of his eardrums, he may be turned back. Eddie Hearn tried to do a BJ Penn UFC legacy speech on AJ when BJ started crying. Dana White stepped and killed. Everyone was kissing AJ's last night at the press coat. You know, I mean, he just had support. You know, man, look, let me tell you something about that shit too. Everybody has a bravado. Everybody has a level of pride, which certain people don't want people to see them cry. But let me tell you something. You've seen that shit from so many people. You've seen that shit from Mayweather. You've seen, like, crying. You've seen Felix Trinidad break the fuck down. Miguel Cotto. You know, you've seen a lot of people cry. You know, and especially after they take a defeat. You know what I mean? That shit's normal. It's a lot of passion and hard work and dedication. And then you take that L. That shit wasn't good enough. That shit's hurtful, man. I mean, people just don't know that. I broke my back. What do you mean? Where? Spinal. Fucking Tyson come here and beat my ass. What? No. He starts doing it. I'm push his ass back. Fucking thrust kick him. I mean, get back. You know, a lot of people's broke down. I mean, you're like, dude, it happens. You know, I mean, and it's always the people that shit's always around. Like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was way more famous than Holyfield will ever be. He got beat by Holyfield, though. You know what I mean? But you will remember Mike Tyson before you'll ever remember Evander Holyfield. Nothing against Holyfield. He's a legend in his own right, but he's not on the celebrity stardom like Mike Tyson. AJ's on that level. Oliver McCall was fucking high, bro. Bill Mega, something was wrong with that motherfucker. And that was different. You know, so listen. That I don't, you know, that's just showing he's fucking human. You know, you can't act like this Billy Badass, quote unquote, soldier boy type shit, you know, from The Boys, if you guys know that reference. But you can't, no one's like that. Everyone has moments in their life where they're going to fucking break down because shit gets real. And shit got real for AJ. And it's real for him right now. You know, that's all that is. You know, he had a breakdown. Yeah, meaning he had a breakthrough. So when he gets back on his feet, it'll be that much sweeter. And I think you'll see a more of an appreciative person. Kurt, if Bellator, UFC, one of the MMA did not exist, would you have a lot more boxing matches? Yes, you would. Adara, yes, you would. And I'm glad you said it twice in case I didn't see it. Queen of the South, that's the movie you were in. Oh, that's a show, television show. So, yeah, I was in season 2, season 3, and season 4. So. You know, so I mean that's pretty much that with AJ. AJ's gonna he's just showing he's human. And it's good to show that this is who you are. Fuck, you don't have to, like, you gonna do that shit to your baby mom, with your baby mama or something like that, or his close friends. That's normally what, and I think that's how he kept things. But like some things you just can't hide. You can hide shit for so long. You know what I mean? I don't know if he cried when the AJ shit. He didn't do it. I mean, with the Andy Ruiz defeat, but I don't know if he didn't do that at all. He just didn't show the public. Then now it's just like, fuck it. I have no reason to hide this shit. This shit hurts. This shit sucks. I tried my best. You know, I fought one of the best, but I couldn't pass the test. Bars. So that's how it was. That's exactly what it was. You know? Throwing the belts out of the ring, that was disrespectful. They weren't his belts. Yeah, they weren't. That was fucked up. I mean, that was fucked up. He was pissed. But then see, that was that angry side. Like people say, Darkside. Yeah, motherfucker, Darkside. Darkside. Yes. He was showing like, yo, this dude can be fucking mean as shit. He can do some foul shit. You know what I mean? He could be pissed off like other people. And I think what happens, okay, why do you guys think that nobody really fucks with Mike Tyson? When I mean fuck with him, I mean come up to him and start fucking with him. You know why? Because they know Mike Tyson will fucking take your head off. He will do something to you and beat you the fuck up, and then you'll be like, damn, Mike Tyson beat me up. You know, so there you go. Damage, limitation, more like it. I don't know what the fuck that means. Anyway, let's not feel sorry for him. He's made millions. No, I ain't feeling sorry for the motherfucker. I'm just saying, what happened with AJ is normally what happens to any fucking body else that's not a cyborg or a robot. Shit, Usyk cried when he won. He cried when he won. You know, like the guy on the airplane, Skrilla 50, counterpunch to you. Fuck with Mike Tyson and you see what you're gonna get. And I think that's the type of, you know, like AJ, if he's this way, and we know we've seen shades of him this way, so you can't say he's not that way. You can't unsee what you saw, right? Then I think he needs to understand that, like, yo, this is the way I need to be. If you're that fucking way, show you that's who you are. That's who you are. That's what it's going to be. This is what you see. Bars. AJ is kind of dude that gets pissed off like everyone else. So when someone does say something about him, fuck that politician shit. I hope him and wish him the best, you know. No, fuck that. Go fuck yourself. Tell him to go fuck himself. You know, like if he hears about Deontay saying, oh yeah, they thought he was on, that fucking skinny chicken leg motherfucking nigga, get the fuck out of my face. I'll slap him around the ring. That's how he needs to act. If that's who he is. Not that sugarcoating and holding it and taking it. Because, see, I think that was a result of holding and bottling shit in. You don't need to do that. Let it out. Mike Tyson don't bottle shit in. Because that was a problem probably with Mike. He bottled shit in as a kid and got fucked around with, and you know what I mean? And now he's just like, he doesn't care. But see, understand, there comes with, he also knows there's logic to that confusion, that organized confusion. It sounds like you're sorry him, Kurt. I like the hairline. True Blue. Appreciate that. But no, I don't feel sorry for him. What I'm saying is, listen to what I'm saying. Okay? What AJ needs to do if he's this way, this is what I'm saying. I'm speaking fucking English to you guys. What he needs to do is, he needs to be that person. You know, he needs to just be more outspoken to avoid those type of situations, because I think those type of situations came from the fact of him bottling shit in all the time and trying to find or think about the right thing to say, or, oh, should I say this? How should I put that? Fuck that. What he should do is exactly what he did. Not blow up all on one night and act a fucking ass as a result of not being himself or expressing himself. I lost $5,000 on AJ. I cried like a baby. Nana King, that shit wasn't smart. James West, blessed by the best. Bars. You didn't have to, but you did. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Now listen. That's what I think. I think he should understand this is who he is. You know, the same person. Look, Josh was the same person that went off on Jarrell Miller and called him a bitch and I'll fucking, shut the fuck up, this, that, and the other. I'll slice you open if you slice you open. He went off on them fucking college kids. Remember them little uni students? Remember that? If I would fucking come in here and start cracking your head. See that type of shit? That's AJ. AJ's like one of them nice guys. Okay, let me show you who AJ is. AJ is kind of like Ghost. Can someone tell me? We got 334 people. I want you guys to stop what you're doing right now, and I want you to type in Y or N. Y for yes, N for no. Okay? So, I want you guys right now to tell me, did you guys watch Power? I mean the original. Or didn't watch Power? Y or N for yes or no, please. Okay, yes. No, Moonshine. Yes. Philip says, Mark, no. C-Mile, Ghost from Power. So true, bro. Yep. Yes. Allison, yes, yes. Abby, yes. XK Shots, no. AJ needs to lose 25 pounds. D-Mo, yes. Okay. No, 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 yes, no, yes. Damn, down to 50%. No, 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 yes, no. What the fuck is Power? That's a no. Okay. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Victor, no. Okay. Who else? Keep them coming, guys. Yes, no, 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 yes, no. Okay, see, look. Okay. For all the people that's putting no, okay? For all the people that's putting no, I suggest you watch Power. If you want to have any idea that, like the psyche of a person versus what they do versus how they really feel and what the shit they do behind, watch Power. James West, have you seen Power? Have you watched Power? And I feel so, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I feel so fucking embarrassed. I feel so embarrassed. Because I watched all of Power. Okay? Me and my girl watched all of Power. Like the whole fucking season. Like all of them. We watched the first season like in the first 6 hours or 7 hours. We started watching it at like 12 midnight. I started to look, I'm like, dude, who's that outside? And it wasn't nobody outside, it's the sun. Sun is coming up. But it was fucking lit. It's lit. Can't believe there's so many no's. I know, right? Tony, dude, it's fucking listen. Okay, for the people that has not watched Power, please watch that. Watch it, and when you start watching it, you'll be like, damn, this shit is lit. You know? But that's AJ is Ghost. Now the irony of that is AJ's what Snapchat is Ghost. That's his name. And I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of fucking sense. So he's subliminally telling us, like, yeah, you that politician fucking guy. You know what I mean? Because I don't like telling what a show's about. I don't like doing that. You know what I mean? I hate when people do that shit to me and tell you the whole fucking movie and it's like, go watch it. I'm like, dude, you told me the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, the books is fire too. Nice. I didn't even know they had books. Oh shit. No, I gotta watch that. No spoilers. I know, Bobby. No spoilers. I'm not gonna do that. Spoilers suck. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to you guys. Just watch Power, and you'll know, like, okay, that'll give you, that'll let you know, like, okay, you can see how one person can act two different fucking ways. Simple. One person can watch two, a black guy with the tattoos on his chest. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you could say that. It's safe to say. But that's what it is. This fucking guy. God, man. spammer hits. I know, right? I hate those, dude. Joshua showed disrespect for the belts, and Usyk. Joshua made it about himself. Usyk was class. He didn't erupt AJ. He will take enough rope to hang himself, and Joshua did. Well, yeah. He threw that bitch around. Look, this is what Joshua did. He had that noose. He slung that motherfucker over the thing, and it wrapped around a couple times. The thing came down. He put that shit right here. Somebody was gonna kick the bucket, and then you know what? He unleashed himself and said, "Fuck it." Bars. That's what he did. Yeah. So yeah, he almost hung himself with that. But a lot of people seen enough of this guy to know, like, yo, this dude, he has a mean streak about him. My thing is, let it out. He's gonna be the reverse of Foreman. Nice talking to you, Kurt. I'm going to check out the best adult dating site. I hear you. Is it in English? Of course. Yeah, it's an American show. So, dude, you'll love it. Will Smith, too. Dude, you guys are wrong, man. I don't blame AJ. The belts disrespected AJ. Damn. You can let it out in the right way. Yeah, you can. But see, I'm going to tell you something, too. He could spin that like, yo, listen, okay? Hold on a sec. What Joshua, I think what Joshua needs to understand is like, belts don't make you. They don't. They shouldn't. You know, him surrounding around the belts, the more he chases the belts, that gives the belts importance, but they really don't. He's had them twice. He's a former 2-time unified heavyweight champion. He's had them. Okay. So, yeah, dude. Joshua, I think he needs to really just let that shit out. Is it as good as the boys? Oh, yeah, it is. Metal Box J, it is. So you need to check that out. It's on Amazon Prime. So if you guys have Amazon Prime, you can watch it. It originally came on Stars, so I think you guys in the UK probably haven't seen it simply because it might not be available because it came on Stars, but it's on Prime, so I'm pretty sure you could watch it because I think Lady Shan, she's in the UK, and I think she was able to watch it. But look, it's a good show, and if it tells you anything about two people, one person with two fucking agendas and two different types of people, I think that would be the one. AJ is too nice. See, Space War, that's what he wants people to think. That motherfucker ain't that nice. You can see he gets pissed off like everybody else. And then see, here's the thing about people that are too nice. Listen, let me see. Let me read your shit. Too many people, yes, people around him holding the Ukraine flag after loss in the madness. AJ lost because he didn't try to KO Usyk first in 6 rounds. Listen, that's true. But AJ he plays too nice. He tries to bottle that shit up. When you bottle it up and you play too nice, that's what happens. Because like no one is that nice all the fucking time. He's human, for God's sake. Give him a break. I'm not on him. I'm just telling you about what I see about a person. And that's what I see about Anthony Joshua. I just see he's just a dude. He's just a regular person. So regular people get pissed off. So you don't have to set up this. That takes a lot of pressure by itself, doing something you don't want to do or forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? I'm not sticking up for Michael J. You know what? I remember you. Michael J. You came on Barbershop Conversation and you start talking about Kurt's a fucking coon and shit. I remember you. Yeah, I remember it because I think that was you because you came on his channel. Wasn't that you? That you came on his channel and like you called in, you were like, Kurt, one of them special kind of coons or some shit, right? No? Okay. I thought it had to be somebody else then. Samurai, too many mind Joshua needs to free himself from trying to be all things to all people and let the person out he was ranting about, leaving behind the tough streets take. It won't wait till it gives. No, I thought that was you. It was somebody. I can't remember, but somebody sent it to me. Adari, Kurt, Anthony Joshua versus Frank Sanchez. Who wins? Man, that's a good fight. And see if you know Frank Sanchez is about the same height as Usyk, so he will give him problems, and he's fast. But I think Frank hits a little harder than Usyk. I think he has a little bit more thump because he's just as fast. I don't know if he's as gifted, but he has skill. Was it an American? Yeah. Are we talking about power? He called you a coon. Hell no. Okay. Yeah, somebody did. It might, I thought it was him because it was somebody with like a tiny. Now I think it was like Michael or some shit like that. I'm not sure. But no, listen. AJ is naturally soft, i.e., nice. What he did last night was sort of intentional. He did it because he lost. He lost. It was more like a defense mechanism. He was embarrassed. He lost again. That's all. There's a way to look at it, but I think it's more to that shit, honestly. Dude, you fucking spammer, stop. Get him out of here, man. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. I forgot who I said I was gonna give a wrench to because I don't know if they're here there now though. Oh man, I forget like because he said it last night, but I couldn't give you a wrench because yeah, that's right. There you go, God of War. That's what it is. Cool. Um, Boom. Mate, people need to stop worrying about fighting each other. Hope they all lose eventually. Makes it more interesting. And they've been in a 50-50 fight. In 50-50 fights then. Yeah, I agree. Empire fan, Lucius. Listen, let me tell you something, Random X. I was an Empire fan too. I started watching that because I think that came out around the same time Power came out. And my father used to watch Power. And my father was like, hey, it's a bad boy. You better watch this. This is a bad Sunday Gundy, right? And I was like, yeah, all right. And then I was going through some shit at the time because I had a bad breakup back in those days. And I didn't watch it. I didn't watch Power. And then I watched Empire, though. And Empire just turned into this fucking like it got cheesy. Like it was like, yo, it should be coming on at 12 o'clock with the rest of the soap operas. You know what I mean? It was just like, you know, Kurt, how come you took my wrench away? You gave it to me last year. I didn't take it away. I didn't take your wrench away, man. I didn't do that, man. Yeah, I didn't do that, man. Fury will lose to Usyk. If he loses to Usyk, they'll know. And I look at it like this. I look at it like if Usyk beats Fury, it would be like the Ukraine in reverse. It would be like the Ukraine because like they ran the shit right, and then it was taken from them for what since 15 because that's when Fury snatched off. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it took 7 years. So 7 years, it was away from the Ukraine. Then 7 years later, it comes back to the Ukraine. So it depends on how long it stays in the Ukraine. So it's crazy. It's crazy, man. AJ still fought and beaten more top 10 guys than anybody else. He can recover. Usyk is just great. Alfred Young, yeah, he's just an elite fighter. That's it. He's just an elite fighter, one of the top fighters right now. And it took him years to get to heavyweight, like back to heavyweight. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. We need another Mike Tyson. Joan, we will never have another Mike Tyson, man. I'm sorry. Fury beats Usyk, then Joshua versus Fury, God willing. Well, we'll see. But Tyson Fury will come with a gang of shit. See, I had to take AJ's dirty work. I had to do it for you, lad. Now I'm coming for you. Eddie, you need to give me money, Eddie. Talk to Prince Khalid. Kurt, do you think Anthony Joshua will become heavyweight champion again? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will. I think he won't be a unified. I think he'll be the WBC. Because see what happens. That's if Tyson Fury like fights him, but then he'd have to fight him for all the belts. But if he doesn't fight him, if he doesn't fight Usyk, that leaves opportunity for Wilder. Then Wilder can fight Joshua for the WBC. No, both now they'll be fighting again. So they'll both be in, well, Wilder was only a single champion. He wasn't ever a two-time champion. So he would be going out for the WBC again. So maybe that's if he beats Wilder. But who says that'll happen? You know what I mean? I know he has the power to do it, and he's taller, better with taller fighters and stuff, but I'm not sure. When Fury, Usyk, and Wilder retire, AJ will be champion again. That makes sense. I mean, he could do that, but I think he would want to beat one of those guys to become champion. If not, what's the fucking point? You beating Joe Joyce or fucking Dubois? No. You know what I mean? Like, you can beat one of those guys, but what type of momentum will they really have without, you know what I mean? Joyce and Dubois fought each other already. Then you got Parker. He's already beat Parker. So it's like, what would they do to make themselves bigger in the sport or in the division they're in? Like, who would they have to beat? They would have to beat someone to gain that juice, that respect, which I don't think they would do by that time to be bigger than AJ, or a threat to AJ, unless AJ just completely fell off and all this stuff. But yeah, the dark side of Anthony Joshua, the man had a breakdown, but sometimes breakdowns comes with breakthroughs. I think he should really continue. And I think really, if you look at AJ before in interviews and stuff, he was cussing and shit like that, I don't give a fuck and stuff like that. All right, I think he's showing more of who he is instead of that shit. And I think, and look, that goes for a lot of people. Look at Canelo Alvarez. Before Canelo Alvarez, talk is cheap. What matters is the fight. It went from that to, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, I'll fuck you up right now, motherfucker. I'm like, damn, where'd that come from? Hanging around Eddie Hearn. But anyway, man, I'm glad you guys came aboard for, again, the dark side of Anthony Joshua, Volume 2. I hope you guys learned a little something today about what's true and what's not true about AJ Bars. God bless you all, and everyone has been counterpunched. And check out Power if you haven't seen me, and get back with me so we can discuss that too. The next live stream will be tomorrow, and it will be talking about Alexander Usyk around the same time tomorrow, maybe a little earlier. So we'll talk about Usyk and what Usyk means to the sport. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. And until then, you guys have been Counterpunch. Peace!